Hello, my friend. This is Mark Clayton coming to you from my home office in Burien, Washington, a suburb of Seattle. I've had a successful home based business for 25 years, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my background with that and help you to maybe solve some of the same problems that I have encountered along the way as well. Back in the 1980s, got involved in Amway. I spent 10 years as a distributor for Amway. No, that was never one of my successful home-based businesses. In fact, I never got more than making a couple $100 a month with that business. And the reason for that is that I just could not get out there and do the what we call spear chucking. Go out in the malls and go out to coffee shops and try meeting people and to show the plan to and try to get them into the business. And of course, I started out like everybody else, trying to show the business to all of my friends and my family, my neighbors, my coworkers. And I was in college at the time, so people in college, it's called your warm market. Well, you know, the warm market is just not good way to build a business, though. And I quickly learned that in my Amway days. Well, a couple of years after that experience, I came across a product that happened to be a multi-level product. I was not interested in the multi-level aspects at that point because I knew that from my Amway experience that was nothing I wanted to get involved with. But it was a great product. I enjoyed using the product as a customer at first, and then when people that would come out to my home, they would say, "Well, yeah, let me buy some of that from you." Then I thought to myself, maybe I can make some money on weekends setting up a little booth at a little fair or a festival or a street fair or some kind of a consumer trade show, and just spend $50 a day and set up a little booth and let people come by and tell them about the product. And if they wanted to buy it, great. If not, then great. And maybe I could make some money that way. Well, I learned a very valuable lesson there, and that is to go where the traffic is, go where the people are at, and then just take and let them be exposed to what you have to offer them. Some people will go ahead and take advantage of it, some people won't. No big deal because there's enough who will that makes it worthwhile for being there. And I found I could make myself an extra $100 a day on weekends back in the late 80s, and I just thought that was the coolest thing, making an extra $100 a day. Well, and so when somebody would buy that product from me, then the company required me to send them home with this little packet, had a cassette tape in it and some information, told them about the business opportunity that was available to them. And so my very first weekend I ever set up was a little 3-day event, street fair, and the whole thing cost me like $100 to be there. And I made $100 a day in profit over my expenses, and so it was a very worthwhile endeavor. But then somebody called me back after that weekend, and they said, "Hey, this is a great product. I like the product, and I'd like to learn more about how I can sell it." And I said, "Well, I tell you what, I'm going to be over here selling the product this weekend at this other event over in this other town. Why don't you come on out and join me, and I'll teach you what I'm doing." And from that, we started a very successful business. Every weekend I went out and I just showed my product and shared the product where the traffic was, told people what I had to offer them. Every single weekend, people would come back to me then wanting to get involved in the business with me. Well, that's where I learned and I used my Amway training, and that was that I knew that if I took and focused my energies on helping them succeed and be successful in their business, then I would succeed myself. And so I went to work helping these people who were coming to me, asking me to get involved with me in my business and helping them build their business. As a result of that, in a period of 6 months, I was the 5,890th distributor, and this company had been around for 3 years before I got involved. But after 6 months of getting involved with that company, over half of all the company's business was through my organization. Why? It's because I did apply the process of training and working with people and helping them succeed in a system which was duplicatable. They didn't have to go out spear chucking. They didn't have to go out looking for their friends or relatives or neighbors. All they had to do was to go where the traffic was. Well, and so I built that business and retired from that very successfully, a multi-level business. I spent a couple of years building that and retired from that and went on to other business ventures. My other business ventures, I continue to go into fairs and festivals, setting up booths and building a business, selling products at those booths. And that was great back there in the 1980s and into the 1990s. But then a little thing came along called the internet. And the internet made it so that people selling products at those events struggle now. And so that's not where the traffic is for people who want to buy. Where the traffic went to was the internet. And so I'm here to tell you today how to take and get all the traffic, get all the leads, get all the sales, get all the people that you need for your business, and how they'll come to you by finding them on the internet from the comforts of your home. So if you'd like to know more about that, then go ahead and take a look at the webinar that we have. There's a link right down here below this page. There's a webinar. Go down there, give your information, and take a look at that 30-minute webinar. It's a free webinar, and it's going to tell you all about where to find the traffic, where to go where the people are at, and how to do that for absolutely free. And it doesn't cost money to go out there on the internet and find people. I mean, I found you, and so just think, if I found you, I can teach you and help you and work with you in finding others as well. And it's because of a program that I learned about and found out about, and I want you to know about it as well. So go to that link, fill in the information, and we'll see you out on the other side.